go. It's now Froggo Admirers versus Leaking Losers. All right, Froggo Admirers versus Leaking Losers. The Brush of Shame. Brush of Shame. All right, sounds like it's we're good. Final match is best of 3. I don't think so, Der Sancti. It's not actually worth any money. This is more or less just a mess around and find out kind of thing. So, if people are interested, yes, we can make the finals BO3, but I don't think it really matters too much. Feels more tournament-like? Okay. We can do BO3 then. I'm fine with that. I might have food here by the time that finishes. Are we good? It was a 6 crush and then an 8 crush. Live game was a little too behind, I guess. A little too quick. You bet this game ends on 7? I don't know, man. Live game's a pretty good player. So we'll see what happens here. Alright. Even really good players can fuck up? Yeah. True. Alright, let's go. Seems like everyone was all set. So we're just going to send it. I'm going to have videos later on all this? Or what do you mean? Omega. Do we ever get our results for last one? I don't know, man. I don't know how you really get around that, DGS. You were kind of in a really rough position. Alright, I'm just going to go in here. Create a dashboard. Start prediction. Who wins this game? East or West team. Okay. I didn't see what everyone picked. Did anybody check? Chaos random option. Thank you, Mauer. Did anybody take Chaos? No. No one took Chaos. Okay. And we can deduce from everything else there. One lock-in on EMR. Did anybody see what his lock-in was? I imagine it's POTA again. I think in that situation, DGS, you probably just go for a single worker. So go to 4 worker and then get the Lioness, the Warg on 3. 2, excuse me. So we got Nico.
Hello.
And the Daphne. Right. Nico and a Daphne. POTA and a Yuzora. Okay, so we do see everybody but live game here send. So live game could theoretically go for a DT next. I don't know if he will do it, but he could. He might also just snail after, right, to delay the income. In this situation. Wish there was like almost an auto spectator in this, like there is on like CSGO, where I can just like talk and have the game spectate itself. Okay, so we don't see a send by live game here, but he did push an extra worker. So he's still going to be a 3-stack. That's a little sketchy. He does get the proton down, so at least he does have a split. This is one of those situations where they resend him. He's in a kind of a bad spot. He does go for the DT here, but I think the DT won't be enough. Yep, VODs are on, Eli. I can use hotkeys, but they don't always work. I guess that 1, 2, 3, 4 does work. It just doesn't look great in my opinion because it shifts it so hard to the left and then so hard to the right. I'd rather there be a hotkey to go mid lane and then mid lane, but you know. I digress. No sends here aside from the DT. DT I don't think is going to be able to leak Poda with the extra units. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy hold. 5 worker across the board on almost everyone. Let's see, what does live game do here? He has the option to go 6 stack, which I think would be my preferred option. But I'm also obviously not the player right now, so we'll kind of see what happens. We do see a DT coming out into Mauer by Jaren. Don't necessarily love it. Live game is telling him where to put the Daphne, etc. King ups into the Daphne is a little odd to me. I would expect it to send here. The DT I don't think is enough to leak Mauer, but I've been wrong before, so we'll see here. Well, thank you, Dale.
Just wanted to say that I appreciate your chill and really enjoyable streams and personality. Smile.
Appreciate you for the 177 getting us up to the new mic goal. Thank you. Appreciate it. If you have any questions on game content or otherwise, let me know. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Seriously, a ton. This is a full-time gig for me, so I'm always glad to help people out and glad people enjoy it. So, thank you. All right, so back to the game. I don't wanna get too behind. It looks like can we get some Brutes in the chat? Yeah, Brutes in the chat for the big dono. Appreciate it. It does look like we get a resend or send into EMR here by live game. I don't think it's enough to actually leak him.
Yes.
I think the Poda's just got the delay of a lifetime. And that is accurate. Poda just never stops. EMR is pushed really hard. Does it look like they want to do another long save? It might be a long save situation by Mauer and EMR again. Because I would have honestly anticipated a send here if they wanted to send, period. So kind of see what happens here. I don't dislike the send by Jaren in this situation. Mauer is theoretically pretty weak here. Doesn't obviously know he has the Pilgrim. The Pilgrim makes things a lot harder to get through him. In my opinion, you probably could have expected more or less that Mauer would go for like a Fire Ellie here rather than Pilgrim. So, you know, I don't think I dislike the sends. They are going for a big 6 send again. I don't think it will be quite as oppressive because there wasn't any leaks mid-game in the same way there was leaks mid-game last. That is, unless Mauer pro leaks here. But it looks like he'll hold. Yes, that is a full hold by Mauer. Longer wave, so it does give them a little bit more time to get a bigger send out. But nothing too extravagant, crazy. So we're going to see the double infiltrator? Or what is he going to do? Serpent. I think live game's in one of those situations where he's kind of bouncing around ideas on what to do here. I don't dislike the fact that he's going to do double infiltrator. I just don't know if it's enough. On the bright side, the safety mole kind of does. It does. I mean, obviously, does stop the atoms from doing a ton, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really negate a whole lot of his tanks, right? Aside from the cat, but he looks like he's doing okay. I actually worry more about Jaren. They will not insta-kill them though. as last game went the same way. That Mauer and EMR won last time. That is super unfortunate. 48 health. Does not kill him, though. I think almost all of the Sens will die relatively quickly. Or, excuse me, all of the Rockos will die relatively quickly. And then it's just waiting on the Brutes, right? The Brutes to die. It's kind of just a normal thing. But, yeah. We'll have to do a new tip goal, I guess. Go back to the mini fridge idea. Thank you to whoever did do that, Dono. Appreciate you. 50% damage given off of a pretty long save. How much did they gain from that? They gained about 100 gold, 101 gold total between the two. So, not great. Not great. But could be worse. I think the big problem for Jaren is he just doesn't have a tank. Like, his role is just lacking a tank in general, right? If he had a tank there, even just Buckler, in the split, something split-wise would be nice for Jaren as well. I think the big problem he has is that just everything aggro's left-hand side. A split, no matter how small, is important, right? A split, he helps a ton. I don't necessarily dislike the Dino here. I just don't think he's going to get him. Mauer, that is. I think he's going to get Mauer. So it's one of those things of, is it worth it? I would argue maybe no. EMR and Mauer do have the worker advantage at this point. +1 and +2 respectively. So grand total of 3 worker bonus. They are, technically speaking, behind in value, but barely. 15 gold value difference. So at the end of the day, that 2 worker, 3 worker advantage on in total is definitely a true advantage. It's not just necessarily that they pushed an extra worker when they shouldn't have. So you can see it right here in the net worth values here. The value of Mauer and EMR is not too far behind. Something like that, Shay, yeah. Okay, no Sens across the board here. We are seeing some Sens coming in from live game, and I assume Jaren will follow on the 9 Sens. I don't know if I love the... don't know if I necessarily love the mole here. It's a good option because he needs the income, and Jaren does not send an income. That, I think, might be a massive blunder. I understand wanting to get the mole, but in this situation when you're already pretty under, I think it's required that you really send on income. So we'll kind of see what happens here. I think Mauer and EMR might just take this game again. Hey, appreciate it, Vecdale. Glad you find some peace and serenity here, as much as this shit show of a stream goes sometimes. Thank you. We did not see a harden of the golem. Oh, that is a massive thing here. The hardened golem, I think, would have realistically probably made a huge difference here. Difference between the hold and the leak, that's for sure. Oh, he's close. He's very close to holding. So I would probably honestly say that that's the difference right there. The 4 creeps definitely would be a hold if given the situation differently for live game hardening. He does hold very well. He does hold very well in the situation, being that he got tripled brute, but this might be game. No king ups. Quite a lot on your king. It's immolation, which like we've all talked about is like the worst king situation. He does live. No, Eli. Sadly, no prize. That goes to food this week. Storm Potato link for the follow. Again, the problem for Jaren is his tank situation. He's just spamming Oathbreakers to tank, spamming Green Devils to tank. He's just going to fall behind eventually, right? In this situation, I don't see Mauer and EMR losing this one. I just don't see it. Realistically, Mauer and EMR were the weakest on 10, but they were forced. The other enemy team was forced into sending on 9 because of the value proposition that they had. Right, there was no way you could get around that. You had to send there. I think your next best bet, if I'm live game and Jaren, 12. But even then, I don't know if it's enough. They are both leaking here. This just proves my point of how bad they were on 10. You know, like, proves how bad they are there. Popo is probably going to go back to like something mini fridge related or something of the sort, just to help with the overall usability of my stream. They are sending here, live game and Jaren, that is. I kind of understand it. Like, the enemy's just leaked last. You're feeling like you kind of need to get something going here. That being said, the enemy's leaked last because they were bad on that wave, not necessarily because they are bad on 11, right? And you can see here that Mauer is getting a setup here with the Lost Chieftain. I think, though, part of it is they just thought, okay, they're probably all out assaulting us. And if that's the case, we need to make sure we're good here. I don't dislike the play of sacrifice here. Sacrifice into a gate. I think he does need a harden though. But it doesn't look like they're going here, so that's probably a fine play to not harden. Thank you for the raid, Boo. Is this gonna leak him? It looks like Mauer might leak, and so does EMR. But is this kind of playing into the positive for them, right? Like, a pro leak in this situation is beneficial to them, right? They're gonna get now almost a 450 Mythium send. This isn't gonna kill them. It does give some value in gold over to live game and Jaren. He did not harden, so there's a positive there. But let's just see here what the gold is. They're at 43 and 46 initially. How much are they actually going to gain off of this? So they've doubled their gold gained in this situation. They close to tripled their gold gain. But does that really equate to dealing with now potentially... Oh gosh, Mauer and EMR are not sending here. Oh boy. What's going on? Now, do they correctly read this, right? Does live game and Jaren read this? And I don't think they do. They're panicking. Live game is not hardening, thankfully. Live game is not hardening. That is the one hope here, right? So there's no harden here. There's a potential for them to continuously leak EMR and Mauer. I think the play here of not hardening by live game might have just actually saved them. If he hardened this last wave, I think it was over, you know, for sure. Live game doing a great job of predicting the send. And I think at the end of the day, he's just strong on the complete wave, so it doesn't really make too much of a difference if he sends here or not. EMR pro leaking. EMR pro leaking. This is definitely game. Correct troll, of course. He could just look on stream and see there's no send. This is definitely game here. I don't think live game and Jaren have enough value to be able to hold what will inevitably be 500 plus sends. I will say credit to live game has not hardened at all the entire game, whether it be on wave 9 or even wave 10. So it's not like it's too crazy for him to not harden. I do think in this situation though, you have to harden. If I'm live game, I harden here no matter what. I'm dead if I don't. Not hardening here, I think, is a massive blunder if they don't do it. Do they expect, honestly, a 14? There's no way they expect 14. No hardens here? Okay, there's the harden. There's the hardens. I was about to say, like, for him to not harden here would be kind of almost a spit in the face of Mauer and EMR. They definitely have the advantage in this game, so harden, I think, was required. 19% king, too, so it's not like they've got a ton of value just kind of sitting behind them in the king's health. You really got to assume that this is game right here, right? No shot that it goes late. Jaren just dead. I don't think there's any way Jaren holds here. But no, and that's just too much. Live game, I think himself might hold. He's got a relatively good build for the wave, but I think Jaren just is too far under. That's game for sure. I don't even think live game holds either. Someone got the long save copy pasta. They're gonna need it. Man, that was a nuts game by EMR and Mauer again. They just obliterated him. Nothing they can do. EMR Mauer had control of that entire situation.
Victory.
Well, on to the next game, I guess. So that is the Froggo Admirer is going down. All right, so let's pop this here. All right, so do we want to see the leaking losers versus? Do you want to see the leaking losers do their best of one for third place first and then do the BO3? Or what are we looking at? How do people want to do this? Okay, so we're going to go to the bronze match first. So that Omega Leakers and Froggo Admirers can be done. Mauer and EMR can get a game off before we go into their BO3. So, what will next be going on is Omega Leakers and Froggo Admirers. Thanks for the follow, Lasta. Alright, so it should be Live Game and Jaren versus DGS and Omega. Is Omega still here? Is Omega still here? Alright. Is Omega here? I guess that's the question. Omega, you here? Shoot.